Good morning, folks. This is Big Daddy coming at you. We are going to do my favorite drive time podcast. Yes, I know I shouldn't be driving and doing podcasts at the same time because I don't pay attention and all that good stuff. I do actually pay more attention. And plus, doing these on the road actually helps me focus even better because then I get to see beautiful sunrises, sometimes some beautiful sunsets if I'm on the drive home. But either way, it's going to get done. You feel me? It's going to get done. Even though I have my family and friends, some of my friends have told me, you need to quit doing that. You need to quit trying to tell me what to do, boy. But in the morning time, here in Camp Verde, it's a trip. When Flagstaff is getting ready to have a storm, the clouds pass really low through here. And I mean low. I'm talking about, I'm talking about some fog. Thick old wet fog. And to me it looks cool. Everyone else complains about it, but I don't know. I guess I'm just the type nowadays, I just don't complain about shit because I can't control it. There's a lot of things in this life that we can't control, so why even bother? I don't bother. That's why I don't bother with politics like I used to. Some of y'all know, some of y'all know I used to be in my feelings really bad about politics. And I used to talk a lot of shit, a lot of racial shit. And you know, someday it'll come to bite me in my ass. I know it will. People are gonna, in this day and age of cancel culture, these young bucks who can't take a criticism to save their damn life or hear some kind of damn truth or whatever, they'll find some way to cancel me. Did you hear what he said 10 years ago? And they'll play it back, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot I said that shit. Hey, that's cool. That's hella cool. I remember that podcast. The one podcast that always comes back to kind of not bite me in my ass, but it cracks me up that people go and listen to it. Out of all the podcasts, I think the number one podcast on the social vent with Cplus Studios is the Shaggy 2 Dope one. People always listen to that one. The second one is number 45. And that one, no, I go off on Trump's ass. And Kyle don't say shit. He just sits back. He just lets me talk all that shit. I still tell people, well, you didn't try to dispute if I said anything was wrong. And during that time, it was the trying to shut everything down, or the government shut down. And during that time, government workers were talking all kinds of shit. That's not going to affect us. We don't care, blah, blah, blah. When it hit them, boy, they sang a different tune. And I'm not going to lie, I laughed. Yes, I laughed at someone else's pain during that time because they were cocky as fuck. They deserved that little wake-up call. And I told some of my government working friends, your asses ain't immune to this shit either. He's going to get you. They're like, no, he can't do that. He wouldn't do that. Boy. And look what happened. Some of them got laid off, some of them got furloughed, some of them actually got fired. And I was like, oh yeah, how's that dick taste? How's that dick taste? How's it taste? But I changed my ways. I don't care about any of that shit anymore. Only because I really feel that being a massage therapist helped me change that outlook. People's pain ain't nothing to laugh at. Even though we have jokes and stuff like that, we got comedians who make fun of other people's pain. Sometimes, to other people's detriment, or maybe sometimes to their detriment in their career. But, sometimes, you just gotta laugh at that shit. Like my pain. A lot of stuff that's happened to me in my life, I ain't gonna lie, I laugh at. Now, and if I could right now, I would take a picture of something. Now, I know Camp Verde ain't supposed to. No, actually, Camp Verde don't get no snow. But off in the distance, looking towards north, towards Flagstaff, you can see how the snow hit the mountains up there. Now, I don't know how it is in I'm sorry, in Prescott or Prescott Valley. I hear that when it snows, that people start acting like straight up pendejos, and I mean pendejos. Fast for men and women. I know it's supposed to be pendejas for the women, whatever. The point is, fools be acting up down there when the snows, because they don't know how to drive in that shit. It's like when Tucson gets snow like every 6 years. Yes, Tucson actually gets snow once every 6 years, and it'll drop maybe about 2 to 3 inches. I remember, yes, and you know what? In 2 more years, it's coming up on their 6-year anniversary to get snow. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna be fun to see how they react to all that again. One of my friends who lives down in Tucson, she told me flat out, she goes, yeah, when it snowed here, she goes, you should have seen people pulling off to the side of the road trying to make snowballs. It doesn't surprise me not one damn bit, because no matter what, you know, when the snow hits, people usually flip out, especially in areas that it doesn't snow at. So if you're in the Tucson area and if it happens, folks, hit me up. I want to see. Okay, I want to see this. It should be hella fun. But we're gonna do something real quick though. Okay, we're gonna do something hella real quick. We're gonna put this on pause because I have an officer following me. Okay, so hold on. And I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Yes, here's something you gotta know about Highway 17 going from Camp Verde to the exit where I take for Prescott Valley, and then going from that exit to Prescott Valley. There's a lot, and I mean a lot, of highway patrol, man. Sometimes, I mean, their cars are jet ass black. When I'm driving home, sometimes when the sun has gone down a little ways, by the time I get over here around the Camp Verde area, I mean, these fools are hiding. They're hiding like in the bush, like deep in the bushes, boy. Almost like some little bushmen just waiting to pop out at your ass. And it's funny to me because it is. I'm serious. It is. It's funny to me because I'm always complaining about some of the folks around here who just all of a sudden decide just to start going the speed limit and just take their sweet ass time. Then after a while, I've seen for myself why. And no, the cops around here, I ain't gonna lie, the highway patrol around here, they ain't no joke. They will get you. I mean, remember the old show? Well, for some of you fools who are old like me, up in their 50s and shit like that, remember that show Knight Rider? Yeah, that's how the cars are, jet ass black they'll have like the luminescence from their headlights on, just so people can see them. And sometimes they don't even have those on, and it cracks me the fuck up. Nope, I ain't going on that lane. Sorry, sir, you're gonna have to wait. I'm sorry, folks. There's a guy tailgating my ass, and he's gonna have to wait, especially going around this big ass diesel. Anyway, yeah, they pop out on your ass. But it's if I get busted, it's my fault because one, you're not supposed to be on your phone, but I'm not on my phone. I'm recording. Huge difference. And I know some of you folks are, but either way, Phil, be breaking the law. I'm not breaking the law. On the highway, you can actually drive. You can drive like this, but at the same time, you're not supposed to because it's not safe. But anyway, how the hell are y'all doing this morning? Hope y'all are doing good. Hope y'all get up and stretch and scratch your nuts and scratch your ass, do all that stuff, scratch your chocha and all that, all that fun, lovely stuff that human beings do in the morning in order to get themselves going. Get yourself a cup of coffee if coffee's your thing. Get you some tea if tea's your thing. Get up, do your ritual, and you'll be fine. That's all I gotta say. And let me say something right now. I really, really, really wish I could take a picture of this while I'm driving. I see pictures all the time of people taking pictures like in valleys, like overseas and stuff like that, like in Sweden or Netherlands and stuff like that, of the clouds going through what's it called? The clouds going through like the mountains and the ravines and stuff like that, where they're doing their thing and taking aerial photos. There's clouds moving through all like this little valley and canyon, or canyon, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. All I know, it's beautiful. It's cool. I wish I could take a picture of it right now. It'd be fun as hell to take. Don't look at me like that, sir. Just get your ass over, because I'm gonna do right on your ass just like you were doing me. There we go. That's how we do it, just like that. Anyway, folks, this is beautiful shit. This is really, really beautiful shit. Shout out to Jimbo, Cplus Studios. Jimbo, he amazes me, man. My generation X, for us to talk about our problems, to talk about our mental health and everything, back then, it was taboo as fuck. If you did it, you were seen as crazy or something was wrong with you. But in this day and age, man, where, we got to take care of our mental health. Hey, our mental health is key, because ain't nobody else going to do it. a lot of people laugh about the shit. A lot of people think it's funny when you have, you know, mental health issues. Even the older generation, when you talk about it, they're like, oh, just walk it off. No, you don't fucking walk it off. That's how my generation is. We walked it off, or I'll deal with it somehow, or we buried it. No, my boy Jimbo said that he's been seeking the help. He's been getting the help, and I'm proud of him. Like I said, for our generation, man, it's hard as shit to even admit something like that, man. And it's more fucked up in the way that people, you know, people ridicule you for that. Oh, nigga, you got some issues, huh? Yes, I do got some goddamn issues. I tell people that all the time. Yeah, I've buried my emotions for so damn long that when they finally came to light, man, I ain't gonna lie, I was fucked up, y'all. I did some dastardly shit. I acted out of sorts. I wasn't myself. You know, the shit that happened with my son and so on and so on. And there's a lot of shit that happened because I wasn't right mentally. I didn't know how to deal with half the shit that came my way, you know, growing up. And, you know, to me, that's what I did. I walked it off, or I blew it off, or I said, I'll just deal with it later. Now, hell nah. I'm in tune with my damn self. So if something's wrong, I'm like, nah, motherfucker, something up. I don't feel right. And I'll ask myself, okay, self, why are you feeling this way? And I'll sit back and I'll you know, feel, I feel my feelings, you know. Something that's unheard of, like I said, something that's unheard of in my generation. And I've told some people this before, and they still sit back and they'll look at me like, well, you know, maybe you should talk to somebody. And you don't always have to talk to somebody, okay? If you want to talk to a therapist or a psychiatrist or something, you know, that's cool if that works for you. Me, I would like to figure it out myself first. Like, literally, that's not that old generational shit. It's me actually asking myself for once, without getting overly excited and thinking, Philip, how are you feeling? What's going on with you today, bud? You know, you're kind of tense, you're kind of uptight. What's up, man? Talk to me. And then the answers start coming. Hey, remember we were watching this, or when we were talking to this person, or we tried to reconnect with these people and they kind of just blew you off, or they act like they don't want to talk to you, or, you know, they end up keeping their distance, or they give you one-word answers, and, you know, they kind of triggered something in you. That triggered that people-pleasing feeling. Like, oh, that's what it is, huh? Okay, you know what? Fuck them. That's how I am nowadays. I've tried to say hi to a lot of people, try to reconnect, say hi, boo, fuck you, whatever, and then I always find myself being the one to reach out and talk. I'm done with all that. I'm not reaching out no more. Sorry, folks. I'm hitting a big old wall of fog, and this looks so cool. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, wow, this is thick. That's what she said. But anyway, yeah, this is thick. Damn. If I look over to my right, you know where the fog bank starts, it's pretty damn thick. Now I know this is gonna be the way going all the way into Prescott Valley, but hey, you know what? That's all right. I can deal with this. Shout out to all my friends up there up north in Flagstaff who are getting hammered on by the goddamn snow right now. And shout out to all the cinder truck drivers right now who are patiently waiting on the exit of mile marker 15, ready to plow the roads and put down these cinders so people won't be pendejos and slide all over the place. Because even though if you got a 4x4, you still see some of these dumb fucks going 95 miles an hour on the damn snow. Oh, I got a truck, I can hang. Fool, you have no weight in the back. But you know what though? Do you, boo-boo? Do you? Speaking of doing you, guess what we got? Q&A, baby. Yes, I got some Q&A for you. And all this is brought to you by what? crazyhoodies.com. Go check it out. Buy some new gear. I just put up some new stuff. The Big Daddy Forever hoodie. And I also put on a few t-shirts. Shout out to everyone who took advantage of the Black Friday sale. Thank you. You know, it's hard enough trying to get people to listen to me, even though I do whatever I can to to put out some good quality content and stuff like that. But as Gary Vaynerchuk once said, Your audience is bigger than your bubble. Excuse me, folks. I got something in my damn throat all of a sudden. Your audience is bigger than your bubble. And he would try to have all his friends listen to him and stuff like that. They always tell him about the podcast, and his friends run to me, hey, how was your podcast? And he would tell them, I don't know. And even KB would tell people this. They would say, hey, how was the podcast? Did you listen to it? Well, no. Okay, well, go listen to it and you'll know how it is. And it got to the point where he would tell people that so much that they wouldn't even bother listening. But they would tell their friends who got curious, and they started listening to us. They interact with us on whenever we do a social event, people interact with us. It's the same thing with the Big Daddy Forever podcast. My so-called friends out there, and I say so-called friends because my family's the ones who listen. They don't listen. They won't, support, share the podcast. And hey, that's fine, to each their own. But those are the same suckers who turn around and want you to support them, which I do, because two wrongs don't make a right, or as my grandma used to say, two stupid people don't make a smart one. But anyway, we're gonna do some Q&A because I'm about to get I was about to get really started, boy, because I'm only focusing on those who support me. Thank you so much. I love you all. Like I said, man, y'all bought some shit. Thank you very much. All right, Big Daddy, what style of anime would you write into a show? I'm kind of confused by that question. But if you're asking like what kind of like style genre, I like the crime anime. I really do. There's one in particular I love, and I watch it all the time. It's only, as far as I know, it only went to season 1. It's called Gangsta. It's the story of two guys who they're basically their two childhood friends. They escaped their bad surroundings only to dive into worse ones, but they get to do it on their terms. Okay, and if any of you have seen Gangsta, I'm not going to give much away at all. You know that it has a big time crime feel with the touch of sci-fi, and there's just something about, I don't know if it's the stories, I don't know if it's the characters, I don't know if it's the setting. It could be all of the above, but it's a cool ass world where it's not over the top. It really is. It's not over the top. It's not. It doesn't give you the vibe of, oh man, this is some dystopian shit, because it's not dystopian, which seems to be what everyone's flavor is nowadays. It's set in the modern world, and it's the story of two guys who are just trying their best to live with what they have and what they got. And especially my favorite is Nico. Nico carries a sword. He uses a sword, and he's deaf, and he signs. He reads lips too, but some of his signing escapades that he has with people, fucking hilarious. So yeah, check it out. You can check it out on Crunchyroll, Funimation. They even got, some people have even put some episodes up on YouTube, which is illegal, but it's still that whole thing where it's illegal. You watch it, you're like, oh, I did something naughty, kind of like Napster back in the day. Yep, just like Napster. It has some fun shit. So yeah, I would do crime. Just something about it. Well, because I lived around a bunch of crime my whole life, and I know that world. So yeah, I would do some crime. Okay. I hope that answers your question. If not, then you need to word your question more in a way where I can fucking answer it correctly. I still love you, the person who asked this question. I still love you, but goddamn, man, your wording needs to be better, bro. Next question, Big Daddy, which country or continent would you visit out of the Americas if you had the time and money, and why? Of course, Central America. Why? Because that's where my family's from. My family, we are from deep in Mexico. They came up here in the between the 1850s. They trekked up north through the Yaqui Trail, and I know what some of y'all are gonna think, oh, the Yaqui Trail is this way. No, actually, the Yaqui Trail, part of the Yaqui Trail is a trail that starts from the tip of South America. Sorry for all the bumps and jingles, folks. It starts from the tip of South America and goes all the way up through Canada. Okay, so my family got on that trail during the colonization of Mexico, during that time when nasty ass Spaniards were coming in with their, just like everything else, with their chicken pox filled ass blankets and their nasty ass food, them being nasty asses, infecting my people, motherfuckers. Then they start having their way with the indigenous culture, which is why you have very, very light-skinned Mexicans today, which they think, now we are the true Mexicans. No, the fuck you're not. True Mexicans look like my grandfather, but that's not that's not here nor there. I'm going on tangents. My bad. And I'm going on tangent because there's a cop in front of me and I'm right behind his ass. He keeps looking in the rear view mirror. How you doing, officer? ¿Cómo estás ustedes, boy? So, yes, Central America. Only because I would explore the hell out of that area. I'd explore it, have some fun, get to see where my people came from, and and just and just do it up. To me, it'd be like the ultimate adventure of me going home, of one aspect. Because I'm Afro-Latino, so yeah, it would be fun. I would definitely, I wouldn't break my vegan shit because they have more vegetable style plates and fruit plates up there than any other culture I've ever seen. Okay, they've only seriously, the further south into Mexico that you go to, the more vegan / vegetarian / whatever, grunted shit you're gonna eat. And I think I would thrive down there. I'd be thoroughly happy. It would be, especially going to the museum. My family's from Zacatecas. Yeah, they're from that damn far south, Zacatecas. I've done studies on Zacatecas in the last 5 years, just to see what the city's like, to see what their culture's like. It's a huge gold and diamond hub. They also, and that's a lot of their exchange. They do a lot of exchange in goods, meaning like clothing and their jewels and diamonds and stuff like that. They don't fuck around. They have a very well-armed police force. Okay, they do, because that's one of the places that the cartels don't go fuck around in. They'll get blasted. They really will. They'll get blasted on, and that's that. So yeah, Mexico, like around the central area between mid Mexico and down, because that's where, like I said, that's where my family's from. It would be interesting to see if I ran into other family members. They wouldn't be, I don't think they would necessarily be called Magañas. I think they would be called, well, it's funny because down there, the more central, from my understanding, the more south that you go in Mexico, they don't have last names like we do. They just have their first names. And so I got to do more studying because it's intriguing to me. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah, if I had the time and money and choose a place to go, I'd go right there. Which is a follow-up to this question, because someone asked me this: Big Daddy, any choice to live in the world and work doing whatever, where would you go and why? What would you do for work? Okay, so with this one, I'd go to Africa. I'm not even kidding. I'd go to Africa for a while. I'd go live in Africa, writing, doing podcasting. I'm serious. I'm dead damn serious on this one right here, to go visit my other half, where my family came from. Absolutely. It's a chance to go, the other mother country. And plus, there's something I've always heard about Africa. Some people I know who visited Africa, they said when they got off the plane to go to Mount Kilimanjaro, when they get off the plane, they said when they touch the ground, they can't help but sit there and start crying, because they said the energy feels so good. It feels like they're reconnecting with the lost part of themselves. And it's not just black folks. The entire human race originated in Africa. No, our soul is in Africa. And my friend said he saw Chinese, he saw Eastern Indians, Jamaicans, average white folks. As soon as they would touch Africa, get off that airport, touch land, he said he saw them, just break down and start crying. And I thought that was cool as fuck. I said, how energetic and loving that must be to touch down at the origin of humanity. I know there's a lot of folks who still dispute that shit, but truth is truth. Everyone who does those DNA tests has some type of African indigenous blood in them. Boom. So yeah, that's where I live. I'd go right to some of the most bomb ass. So I would take some bomb ass hikes and go explore. Of course, I'd have to be careful because even though skin folk ain't like that. Skin folk ain't kinfolk all the time. You still have to be careful because they don't particularly like Americans over there. But here's an interesting note. Africans try to emulate everything what's being done in the rest of the world, especially in America. They want to be like African Americans. But African Americans dog on pure Africans hard. That's just a fact. They dog on them hard. They start calling spirit chucker, damn nigga, you dark as shit, and you this and that. But at least they're from somewhere where they call home. Think about that for a second. But yes, my 3 questions. I love doing these Q&A. I really do. But here's a question I asked myself. What would I really, really want to go if I had 30 days to live? I'd go to Florida. Don't ask me why. I'd go to Florida. I'd want to go see that Atlantic coast because I've never been. I've never been to the east side of the country. It'd be a nice change. It'd be a nice experience. It'd be fun to do. I would definitely go visit some family and friends who live out there on the East Coast. Which means, if you ask yourself, what would you do in 30 days? You want 30 days to live. That means that's something that you need to be doing anyway. That's something that you just need to get off your ass and just take that jump and go fucking do. It's that simple. A lot of psychologists use that, in order to get a gauge for what really matters to you, to get a gauge of, what would you do in your life? I'm sorry, let me take a look at this temperature real quick, because this officer, he is going very, very slow in front of me, and I know why he's going slow. I don't have my phone on me, folks. I have my headset, and I think he sees me talking, which is fine. It is 28 degrees over here. Wow. Okay. Camp Verde what was Camp Verde when I left? Look at the temperature. It was 46. Coming to Prescott Valley at 7:59 a.m. So yeah, and I'm still wearing hoodies. I don't have a winter jacket. Well, I do have winter jackets, but my winter jacket is in Flagstaff in my store. And I don't know, I'll just go get me another one because I know what box is in. There's just too much crap piled up on top of it. And just more stuff, which I really need to go back to Flagstaff and just look through all that crap and just get rid of. I know what this fool's doing. He jumped in the other lane. I'm going way below the speed limit. He's going slower. I'm going slower. He's almost at a standstill. So am I. I'm not. Yeah, we're playing cat and mouse right now, folks. So I'm going to get off this phone. Okay? I know what he's trying to do. And it's the same one. It's the same officer, if you remember from my last podcast, the fool who was sitting in the median watching people go by, and he saw me he saw me with the microphone in my hand and passed by, and we looked at each other. Yeah, that's the same one. Oh yeah, so this is Big Daddy signing off, folks. I love you. Go check out crazyhoodies.com. Go check out Cplus where you can hear more podcasts. Go check out our T Public. I almost said Redbubble. I always say Redbubble. Our T Public to go get more swag and stuff like that, more t-shirts, more fun stuff. And I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful, kick-ass motherfucking week. Okay? Mwah! Peace.